I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account. I'm young and I cannot buy a house because I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to buy a house. And I'm super broke. I don't have no money saved and I work paycheck to paycheck to pay my rent. This is what people are saying on the internet.
What would you do if I told you that Gen Zers believe they need to earn $600,000 a year to survive? If so, what would be leading them to draw these conclusions? Let's get into it.
But in the meantime, we are going to talk about the expensive taste of Gen Z. A recent Empower survey found that Gen Zers aspire to have a six-figure annual salary. The financial services firm interviewed people in that group. 2,000 respondents said they would need $587,000 to be financially successful. I wonder if that's a yearly income of that amount of money or just arrive at that amount of money.
Quite
I'm not
substantial.
sure. Well, wanting champagne on a beer budget might explain why there's been a shift from left to right among young voters. This group grew up in the age of social media and endless digital comparisons to more glamorous lives those apps have enabled. Plus, growing up amid financial and healthcare crises, along with student loan debates and housing affordability, are more factors that shaped Gen Z's attitudes about money.
According to Empower, half of those surveyed believe they are less successful than those around them, and that it's more difficult for their generation to obtain prosperity. So it's not hard to understand the ideological shift among Gen Zers. Recent data from Gallup and the Walton Family Foundation suggests that Gen Z teens are twice as likely to identify as conservative than their parents. 14% of 13 to 17-year-olds reported being more conservative than their parents. And when the same question was posed to millennials 20 years ago, 7% of 13 to 17-year-olds reported being more conservative. Those findings are consistent with voter turnout in the 2024 presidential election. According to Tufts Center for Information and Research on Civic Learning and Engagement, 39% of young voters voted Republican this year, compared to a smaller 30% who did so 4 years ago in 2020.
Welcome to the Nick Driver Podcast. I'm dropping fresh content daily right here on YouTube. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're vibing with these videos. And don't forget to ring that bell right here so you never miss an upload. I've got new videos coming your way every single day. All right, guys, let's dive in here. Gen Z has expensive taste. And, you know, hey, there's nothing wrong, guys, with having expensive taste if you're making loads of cash, man. There's nothing wrong with it if you can support it. But if you're not, well, this story might hit a little close to home for some of you guys, man. In 2024, the average American brings in about $59,228 a year, according to Fidelity.com. So let's take a closer look at some of these. Actually, it's pretty crazy. These almost jaw-dropping stats from a USA Today article. It was published sometime in September of this year in 2024. And let's try to break down what's really going on. Let's get it, guys. All right, guys, this is an article from USA Today that I was talking to you about. And we're going to look here at some of these actual specs here, guys. Okay, so it says here, the average salary by age, the highest average earners are aged between 35 and 44 years old, earning 13.8% more than the national average salary. So there you go with that. So people normally aged between 35 and 44 earning about 13.8% more than the national average salary as of 2024. Let's see here. Average income by state. On average, Mississippi is the lowest earning state with the average income of $48,048. And Massachusetts is the highest earning state with an average income of $86,840. There's a lot of really cool information in this article. And, you know, I will post the link so you guys can actually check out what is going on with this actual article. Guys, another interesting stat here is the average salary by education here. Full-time workers over 25 years old without a high school diploma earned an average of $47,580 per year. All right, guys. Now, this is a stretch from the $600K that a lot of Gen Zers believe they need annually in order to survive. So basically, they are attributing some of these reasons that Gen Zers believe they need $600,000 per year, which is an amazing thing to strive for. However, it's probably going to be very difficult for the average Gen Zer to make 600K, going right into the workforce, getting entry level jobs. So, but you know what? Like, there's ways to do it. You just have to become a very important person in what you do. You got to solve the bigger problems, and then you can possibly get that wage. However, I want to say this, guys. They say that a lot of the reasoning behind Gen Zers believing this has to do with the idea of them growing up in an Instagram, social media, type environment, to where they feel like they have to compete with some of these upper echelon 1%ers in the world, where they see it might be an influencer and they're going to the beach, they're hanging out every day at the beach, they're popping crystals, like they're having fun, man. They're going out every night, partying it up. They get on, they do their TV show, they act, they may be, people that they look up to like Elon Musk. There may be people they look up to like Donald Trump. There may be people they look up to like Barack Obama. There may be people they look up to like the Kardashians. There's just so many of them that you could look at and say, okay, well, that person's making that. I feel like that's what I could strive to be similar to getting from me. However, even though that is a good thing to strive for, social media is one of the issues with why Gen Z feels like this, why they feel like they have to have this amount of money. They feel like that due to them looking around and feeling like they cannot compete with what is going on social media landscape, such as the people they are looking up to on Instagram and, Facebook and, all of these different Discord, all these different YouTube platforms. And they also say that's one thing that actually helped swing the election at this point in time, according to the Hills article, where they actually mentioned a lot of the politicians on the left. There's not really any Trumps over there, not any extravagantly spending, funny, type of characters. And you don't have Elon Musk's over there. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's what the article was saying. But you guys let me know what you think. I know there's a lot of people that vote left that are actually pretty rich. The Kardashians are pretty rich, so I hope you guys have a blessed day. You take care. You watch it On Air with Nick Java podcast. I thought this was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys are going to super enjoy this, but I did find it to be pretty wild that Gen Zers believe they need to earn $600K annually to survive in this market. But I will say this, guys, with rising costs in the healthcare, with rising costs when it comes to rent, with housing, I do understand why someone that is inexperienced would feel that way. And in closing, I pulled this video from TikTok. Check out Call Salip. This young man has great and wonderful insights for any Gen Zers that may see this video. Guys, have a blessed day.
I cannot stand how the news has been dogging Gen Z and calling them lazy for not wanting to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of their lives. Let me put it in perspective for everybody who's a little confused here, okay? I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week, okay? I do not make enough to live on my own.
So these are the 3 things I would immediately do for all the Gen Zers out there. 1, find a higher paying job by increasing your skills, because what you learned in school is not enough. I told this to all my students when I was a public school teacher. You get paid bigger checks if you can solve bigger problems. These are the best places to learn new skills. I would start with YouTube and ChatGPT. 2, increase your financial literacy. If you can't control your money will control you. Read this book and then read this book, because it'll teach you which simple variables to change that will increase your wealth. 3, you have to learn how to budget. This is the sheet that I use, and if you want it, you can tag your friend and I'll send it to both of you right now.